Hi, welcome to Mike's Diabetes World. Now let's get a little bit more light. There we go. How are you all doing today? You know, my first Christmas as a diabetic, and you've got to remember that I got diagnosed 77, so this is 78, 79 Christmas season. My mother went out and got a whole bunch of, I found out that wasn't sugarless, it was reduced sugar. But still, hey, that would be great, And I thought, oh well, and so I ate a huge amount of them. And about, I don't know, during the night, I woke up with a huge stomach ache, went to the bathroom, and you know what? I had the runs. So, just because things say sugar-free or sugarless, or you've got to remember that some of the sugars are going to cause an upset stomach. Now, especially if you're dealing with a child, you don't want them to feel sick. So I would suggest limiting some of the stuff, or count the regular treats into their diet. Imagine that. Yes. Just one sec here. There's some. I don't know if that's gonna. I was hoping to just get it to tangle. To get. Maybe that's what I want. Sorry about that. I'm working on making these a little bit better. I know it's been just me basically talking in bed. Yeah. But when I was first diagnosed, that was an extreme novelty, having sugar reduced candies, and oh yes, wonderful. You just can't sit there and eat a whole bag. And even adults who knew better, when I got diagnosed, I was a member of back then it was called the CDA, the Canadian Diabetes Association. Now I believe it's called Diabetes Canada. And I got Diabetes Dialogue, which I don't think I ever really read. You got that, and you also got a BC chapter newsletter, and on there was yogurt, and so for my snack I thought, oh yeah, we'll get some yogurt. We forgot that there's still milk sugar in it. It was lower sugar, but my blood sugar still went up. So how can you win? Huh? So, sometimes there's a group, just one sec here. There's a group thinking that having regular insulin, it's the window reflecting. I was trying to go, what the hell is going on with my window? That, just count the carbs in treats if you're going to give your son or daughter a treat. Now, I can remember at work, the moment, I'm feeling low. That was back in the day where I could feel lows. Let's get that. Oh, that looks a little bit better. I was a little. And I would just eat a whole bunch. And then I went merry on my way. You know, I didn't really even take a glucometer to work with me. Hell, why should I? And I would, as per my last video, I said, you know, try to get up off your butt and take care of your blood sugars. And I tried to, and I saw a bag of chips. Oh, look, there's only so many carbs. Yet, that was for, I think back then, it was half a bag. So we had to double it. And, you know, kind of knocked the sales out of me. So, this was before I got really sick. And I had problems with my feet. And I ended up with going to Royal Columbian. It was always easier to get to Royal Columbian from where I live than it was to go to Burnaby. And I mean, Burnaby used to be, I think, like 5-6 blocks from where I lived. So I went there, you know, got treated. Number one. But then I wanted to go to Royal Columbian. And I showed up at Royal Columbian with a bad foot and high blood sugars. And that's when sort of my first taste of doing blood sugars and taking care of myself. They kept treating my foot like it was infected. And they assigned me, they said, well, do you have an endocrinologist? And I said, no. And they assigned me a super endocrinologist, Dr. Wallace. Well, Dr. Wallace is doing more on the training medical students now. So, at that time, she was actively taking care of me. And I had her for over 20 years. And, you know, she was the one who really kind of pushed me to take care of myself. And I finally clued in that if I have candies, you could have regular candies, just account for them. And again, don't go way overboard saying, oh yes, I can have this, I can have that. When I first started having this, you know, counting carbs, you know, I learned that protein didn't have any sugar on it. I could eat as much as I wanted. Well, that is true, but you don't want to give yourself a whole smack of insulin to cover that, because there's going to be a whole bunch of insulin floating around in your body, and chances are you're going to go low. And I got a pump while I was with the convenience store company, and they set up my basal rates and everything, and super. And then, of course, I would have lows during the day because I was sleeping and I was getting day insulin. And, you know, so you can't really win. You've got to just be very careful. Trying to find where your amount of occasional sweets you can have can differ from each person. But account for them. If you have them, take the extra insulin. If somebody asks you about it, say, I don't know why my blood sugar went up. Sometimes the blood sugar goes up. So, be alert, and be vigilant. Everything you eat could have carbs in it. So nowadays there is so much food out there that is sugar free or sugarless or whatever you want to call it. But you've got to be careful because there still could be hidden sugars. So, something to think about. Have a super day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
This is wrong.